what we'd like to look at in the Ramban in Parshas Ki Tetzei is Zochar es asher asa Hashem Elokecha leMiriam, which is in Dvarim Perek Chav Daled Pasuk Tes. And there's a very long Ramban, and I would like to perhaps read the Ramban inside and then summarize the Ramban. So let me just, I want to take out the original, and right now I have in front of me just the, the photocopy, the printed out, cut and paste Ramban. Give me a second to organize myself here. Okay. So Ramban wants to know, why is it that the Torah at the end of Parshas Baloscha records the episode of Miriam, who spoke Lashon Hara about Moshe, then it was punished with Saras, and now here in Parshas Ki Tetzei, the Torah mandates us to remember that episode. Says the Ramban, in Basa li Zoyer Shalo Tilka B'Tzaras, a person wants to be careful and avoid being afflicted by Tzaras. Lo Tisaper Lashon Hara Lashon Rashi. So first, the Ramban quotes Rashi, and basically this pasuk is only advice how a person should avoid being afflicted by Tzaras. And Lefi Daiti, says the Ramban, in disagreement with Rashi, he mitzvahs asay mamish. This should be counted in the Taryag. Kamo zochar es yom haShabbos l'kadsho, zochar es hayom hazeh sheyatzasi Mitzrayim, zochar es asher osa l'cha Amalek. All these zechiros, these mandates to remember, whether it's remembering the Shabbos and sanctifying it, remembering Yetzias Mitzrayim, remembering what Amalek perpetuated against the Jewish people, all these kula mitzvahs, they're all counted in Taryag. In Ken Gam Bazeh, here too, Kimosom, like all those, Zochar Asher Asa L'cha Hashem LeMiriam, should also be counted as a commandment in the Torah. V'yeh azhara miledaber lashon hara. So what's the essence, the substance of this commandment? It's to be careful about speaking lashon hara. Yitzava b'mitzvahs aseh. It's a positive command, right? It's not an azhara in the classic sense of lo taseh or hishomer l'cha pen. But Mizkar Onesh Hagadol Sha'asa Hashem L'Nevuah L'Neviah Tzadekes. Remember the great punishment that was wrought onto the great saintly woman. Shelo Dibra Ela B'Achea V'Achiyah. She only spoke lashon hara about her own brother. And Gmul Chazda Sharavato Kinafsho. He, Moshe Rabbeinu, was the recipient of her great kindness. She loved him like she loved herself. Below Diver Befun of Sheyemos, she didn't embarrass him in his own presence. Below B'fnei Rabin, nor publicly. Oh, now I'm in trouble. Okay, Gat Beino Levein Achia HaKadosh B'Tzina. Okay. Don, I'll be right with you. You have to hang in there for a minute. I'm just finishing something with Steve. I'll be right with you. Just make believe you haven't yet tuned in, so you'll tune in 2 minutes. Just close your ears for the next 2 minutes. Despite all these great things that she did, nevertheless, she couldn't avoid the punishment. And the Torah is telling us, if you sit and speak slander against your fellow Jew, bebeni mecha, titem dofi, lo tinatzel, you will not be spared from punishment. So if you speak slander against your brother and you're slandering your mother's son, so that should be punished with a severe punishment. So basically, just to summarize what we have here in the Ramban, is that we have a mitzvah saseh of remembering what how Hashem punished Miriam, and that is meant to give us a warning based on the punishment that was meted out to Miriam. How much more so if we speak slander against our fellow Jew? And we're going to see, again, not today, but at another time, that there's a tzivui called Hishomer B'negat Tzaras, meaning don't forget what happened to Miriam, and you want to be careful, Hishomer, that you should not be afflicted with Tzaras, then avoid speaking Lashon Hara. So that this concept of remembering Miriam is a mitzvah saseh, and it's impossible that there would not be some command in the Torah against Lashon Hara. But yet, according to the Ramban, paradoxically, there is no command that says, thou not shall speak slander and Lashon Hara. All we have is a mitzvah aseh to remember what happened to Miriam. And as part of that mitzvah aseh, he shamalacha b'negat tzaras. You want to avoid tzaras, this is what you have to do. You have to remember what happened to Miriam. And that's going to bring you to a state in which you avoid Lashon Hara. But again, it comes out according to the Ramban, there's no explicit prohibition in the Torah against Lashon Hara, which is a very odd kind of conclusion when you consider that the Gemara in Masechta Erchin upgrades Lashon Hara to the status of the three cardinal sins. It's like you Erai Shvichas Dam and Avodah Zarah, and yet the Ramban says there's no lav, lotas in the Torah that prohibits Lashon Hara. It's only part of a mitzvah say of remembering Miriam in order to avoid tzaras. Very strange. So, Don, I was just telling Steve that this is going to be my my weekly parsha shir, and I just wanted to give Steve a little bit of a heads up. So, Mitzvah Shem B'lined, now we want to learn Masechta Rosh Hashanah, and let me just